Saddam Hussein was born into poverty in 1937 near Tikrit, Iraq. His early environment was one of hardship and struggle, a backdrop that would shape his future ambitions. His early life was marked by instability and violence, a constant presence that left a lasting impression on him. He never knew his father, and his stepfather treated him harshly, adding to the turmoil of his childhood. These experiences profoundly impacted his worldview and fueled his ambition for power, driving him to seek control and stability in his own life. In his youth, Hussein became involved with the Ba'ath Party, a pan-Arab socialist movement that promised change and empowerment. The Ba'athists sought to overthrow the Hashemite monarchy and establish a secular socialist state in Iraq, a vision that resonated with Hussein's desire for a new order. Hussein's charisma and ruthlessness quickly propelled him through the party ranks, earning him a reputation as a formidable figure. He participated in a failed coup attempt in 1959, forcing him to flee Iraq and live in exile in Egypt, a turning point in his early political career. During his exile, Hussein studied law and continued his involvement with the Ba'ath Party, deepening his political knowledge and connections. This period proved crucial in shaping his political ideology and solidifying his revolutionary credentials, preparing him for his eventual return to Iraq and rise to power. Hussein returned to Iraq in 1963 after the Ba'ath Party successfully seized power. However, their rule proved short-lived, and Hussein was imprisoned after another coup d'etat. He escaped prison in 1967 and quickly rose through the ranks of the Ba'ath Party, becoming a key figure in their underground movement. In 1968, the Ba'ath Party, led by Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr, again took control of Iraq. Hussein, appointed vice president, was the driving force behind the new regime. He consolidated his power by ruthlessly eliminating opponents and establishing a pervasive security apparatus. By 1979, Hussein had effectively seized control, forcing al-Bakr to resign and assuming the presidency himself. His rise to power marked the beginning of a period of both rapid modernization and brutal repression in Iraq. Hussein's regime was characterized by a combination of social progress and extreme brutality, a duality that defined his rule. He implemented ambitious modernization programs, expanding education, healthcare, and infrastructure, aiming to create a modern state. Oil revenues fueled these initiatives, transforming Iraq's economy and significantly improving living standards for many citizens, bringing a semblance of prosperity. However, this progress came at a steep price, overshadowed by the regime's oppressive tactics. Hussein ruthlessly suppressed all dissent, eliminating rivals within the Ba'ath Party and consolidating his power through fear. He crushed any opposition from other ethnic or religious groups, ensuring no challenge to his authority. His security forces, including the Mukhabarat, were notorious for their brutality, employing torture, disappearances, and mass executions to maintain control and instill fear. The Anfal campaign, a genocidal campaign against the Kurdish population in northern Iraq, stands as a chilling testament to the regime's brutality and disregard for human life. Thousands of Kurds were killed and entire villages were destroyed during this period, highlighting the immense human cost of Hussein's quest for absolute power and control over Iraq. Hussein's aggressive foreign policy further isolated Iraq on the international stage, drawing widespread condemnation from global leaders and deepening the nation's diplomatic isolation. In 1980, seeking to capitalize on Iran's post-revolution chaos and perceived weakness, he launched the Iran-Iraq War, a conflict that would have far-reaching consequences. The conflict, lasting 8 grueling years, resulted in significant casualties and economic devastation for both nations, leaving behind a legacy of destruction and loss. In 1990, Hussein invaded Kuwait, claiming it as a historical province of Iraq, a move that shocked the international community and escalated regional tensions. This act triggered the Gulf War, a U.S.-led military intervention that swiftly liberated Kuwait but further cemented Iraq's pariah status, leading to severe repercussions for the nation. The subsequent imposition of international sanctions crippled Iraq's economy and caused widespread suffering among its civilian population, with shortages of essential goods and medical supplies becoming commonplace. Despite facing international condemnation and economic hardship, Hussein remained defiant, portraying himself as a staunch Arab nationalist, standing against Western imperialism, using propaganda to bolster his image. This narrative, while resonating with some segments of the Arab world, did little to alleviate the suffering of the Iraqi people or improve Iraq's standing in the international community, leaving the nation in a state of prolonged crisis.